name is Mackenzie Zimmerman, and I'm from Team RFP. We decided to do the engagement plan for the Bridging the Gap Africa proposal. The next slide here shows all of the team members that were involved with this project. So our project understanding and approach includes 3 elements. We decided to break it down into 3 sections to make it easier to understand and follow. So the first section is student engagement, and then we go into professional engagement and fundraising. So for student engagement, our goal was to raise awareness of this organization within college students. We thought it would be a great opportunity to get engineering students involved with this process because it's a good chance for them to work with professional engineers and get good resume items and things like that. It would look good for future jobs. As for professional engagement, we also wanted to inform them of Bridging the Gap's mission. We thought it would be useful to include professionals because they have a lot of knowledge past obviously what we know as students. So it's good to use them as a resource and as mentors for the project. We also thought it was important to have them help provide design insight and different alternatives. They have different ideas than we might. As for fundraising, when Kelly came and presented the Bridging the Gap Africa project to us, her ballpark figure was approximately $15,000 for materials and labor. So we kind of used that as our starting point. Additionally, they need funding to cover the cost of sending professionals over to Africa and perhaps students, depending on who's going. So we decided to try to just raise, obviously, the $15,000, but come up with additional funding as well. So our actual proposal, again, is broken down into 3 sections to mirror our project understanding. So again, we're going to have the student engagement section, professional engagement, and fundraising. So for our actual proposal for student engagement, we decided to create a brochure that could be passed around in many of the classrooms, like you may see the flyers for different things in buildings like NFC and big lecture halls. We want to use this to inform students of the cause, the Bridging the Gap Africa, and what we as a community here at UB are trying to do. Also, we talked about getting an article published in the UB Spectrum newspaper because that is a wide newspaper that's used all over campus and most students read it on a daily basis. Additionally, we wanted to create a club or a team here on campus that could organize events such as, small gatherings for a concert or, organize contests such as a painting or a writing contest that have to do with Bridging the Gap Africa and raise awareness to students here on campus. As for professional engagement, we wanted to contact local professional organizations within the area and ask them if we could come present at some of their future meetings or conferences. We thought this would be a good way to put ourselves out there and meet some professionals along with getting them involved with this cause. We also thought it might be a good idea to use the UB Alumni Association and have them help us get in touch with civil and environmental engineering graduates from this school that may also have some interest in this sort of project. As for fundraising, in order to raise the money, our main focus was a charity gala we decided to organize. This would be held, we contacted Glen Oak Country Club, and they gave us pricing, and we were able to price out that we were able to exceed the $15,000 just from this one event alone. The event would have silent auctions, things like that. We were able to contact many local businesses in the area that were more than willing to produce donation type things for the silent auction for people to bid on. Then we also talked about having sponsors. We wanted to contact local businesses and civil engineering organizations and firms in the area that may be willing to sponsor us. So what we decided is maybe, we could have a sign out front of the bridge that has their name on it or something of that sort, or perhaps the actual pieces of the bridge have their name on it. The final idea we had for fundraising was to do a student donation through the UB Dining Services, and this would be done as a meal plan type thing. So the students, they have a meal plan, they have a quota for how much, they're allowed to use for each meal. And we found that many of the students waste those, they don't meet it all the way up to the $7 they have for their meal, and they only spend $6.75. So we are going to try to talk to dining services and see if we could get that 25 cents left over as a donation type thing, and maybe just try to do that for like a week at a time. So essentially that's what our proposal consists of. Thank you for listening, and we can take any questions you may have.